Hey everyone, welcome back. This is video 3 of the Student Portfolio Project and Playlist. Where we last left off, we were in our Cloud 9 and we were in a preview. We had just finished the navigation structure in our HTML, in our index.html. So that covered all the way down from our navbar class down to the close. And as you can see on the preview, we have the Aladdin logo and then the bullets for home, project, blog, and about me. And again, each one of these is an anchor tag with an href or a hypertext reference to a page within the project, home, projects, blog, and about me. That's why you're getting the blue underline and the hand when we move the cursor over that. Of course, it does not look anything like our finished project at the top here. So that is where we begin with today, is we are going to start styling our navigation. So first thing, let's head on over to our Google Fonts and pull up some font family types. And right away, the first family type, you want to go to fonts.google.com, scroll down so that you could search for fonts, and we want, the first one is going to be Dancing Script. So type that into your search. Here comes the font here, that's the card. Let's click on that. And we want, let's see, just bear with me here. We want 400 and 700 selected. So we've got to come down to here. Let me find that now. Here we go. So here is our 400. Let's click on the plus to add that to our selection. And we want the bold 7. So regular 4, bold 7. And then up on top here, let's view the selected families. Click that. And we should have a drop down selection of the two. Here's our Dancing Script, 400, 700. Now, remember, we need to pull this into our project. So I'm going to choose Import, and I'm going to grab everything inside of the style tag. Because we're not using the style tag within HTML, we're actually importing this into our own CSS file. Let's hit Control-C, put that in the clipboard, come on back, and I am going to now close out of that preview, and I want to open up our nav.css. So if you haven't already, let me close these out. If you only have index.html, then you want to come over to your drop down in your file structure here, open up style, and open up nav.css. Remember, nav was the file, the blank file that we created. So I think what I'd like to do before we do anything, I already put that in to clipboard, so I'm kind of just talking out loud here. I'm going to import the clipboard Google Fonts down below, but what I would like to do is bring in the color palette. And again, this was selected pre-project. Students, you will select your own in the freelance, but these are the color hex values that we will be using in the project. I want to put them at the top of this page as well. So now let me just delete some, get that import right at the top there with one space in between, and it looks like we're ready to go. Okay, so that's the first one in. Since we're on Google Fonts, I'm going to close out of this. I want to go back to our search, and I want to put in Open Sans. So let's grab that as well. You got to spell sans right. There we go. And for Open Sans, we want 3, 4, 6, and 7. So we're going to scroll down here. We want the light 3, regular 4, semi-bold 6, and bold 7. So grab those. Again, pull down the selected families. There they all are. 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm going to eliminate the bold italic. So we've got our 4. Once again, import. Grab everything inside of the style tag. Again, because we're not putting that in an HTML document, we're putting it in a style sheet by itself. Come on back, move your cursor to the end of the previous import, hit enter, and paste the second import in. Okay, next, let's see. we want to get some basic CSS setup first. Okay, so what I've done is we pasted in our two imports in Nav. Make sure you're hitting Control S. We do want to set some basic styles for the whole project, so I'm going to go back to my style.css. I'm doing two separate files here because the navigation has so many a lot of individual style pieces or components to it, so we'll keep those separate. But I do want to begin with something attributable to the whole project. So on your screen right now, I have added an styling for box sizing, border box, and as you can see from this, by doing this, it allows us, if we add any padding or border onto an element, it doesn't affect the width of an element. That's kind of a customary thing to do. So add this in and then put in the body margin font family. There's our open sans, our font weight of 300, background color, and color. So pause the video right now, take a moment to enter those values in, and we will be right back. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you have that typed in. Remember, this is in your style.css, so wherever you are, make sure you're saving that. And let's hop back over to nav.css. And if we put our preview back up just momentarily, remember, we want, right now, this ordered list, this unordered list is arranged in a vertical manner. We want that to go across the top of the screen, so we're going to employ our friends at Flexbox that we used in the previous project. So let me close out of that again, give us some room, and back into Nav. If you remember this whole section, the parent container for Flexbox will be navbar. The children for navbar is logo, the toggle button for all the three bars, and the navbar links class. So we want to start with navbar. And I'm going to set that up with the following code. Okay, so we want to display navbar as flex, which means now by default everything is going to go in rows. We want to space between horizontally, justify content space between. Align items center means moving them vertically within the box. We want them in the center of the box, and we want padding top bottom 0, left right 2.5 rem. And we didn't make the adjustment here for rem, so one rem is now 16 pixels. Okay, so get those in, and now let's actually style the logo next. And again, this is targeting the logo class. So if we just quickly give ourselves a reminder of the logo class, it is a one-line reference to the word Aladdin or the name Aladdin. And that is in the upper left-hand corner. So we want a font size of a little bigger, margin top and bottom 0.75 rem, left and right 2.5. And we want the color of C5B, so let's take a look at what that is. That is our Vegas gold. So we want the Vegas gold reference in that color, and remember, color gets to font color. Finally, while everything else throughout the project will be open sans, we want dancing script here. So font family, dancing script, and cursive. So take a moment to enter all that into your screens. Okay, next up, we want to target the navbar links unordered list. So what does that mean? Head back to this. We're looking at the unordered list as a parent now. And we're going to display this as flex so that everything that is right now lining up vertically, displaying it as flex will now push it side to side or horizontally. So take a moment. What this is saying here, the element is anything in the class navbarLinks that is an unordered list. So .navbarLinks, that has to match. So one trick to do this with is go back to index and copy the navbarLinks typing, put that in memory, Control C, and paste it right here so that you have spelling appropriately. Those two need to match because that's what's linking up. No margins and display flex is what's next. So take a moment to get that in your screen. The next thing we want to do is target the list items. So our list items, whenever you have a list, usually you have bullets with them. Either bullets or numbering. Well, unordered lists have bullets. We want to change that. So this next section is saying everything in navbarLinks that is a list item, do not take away the style, the list style, so no bullets. Give a padding of 1 rem and a font size of 1.2. Okay. Finally, not only are the navbarLinks a list item, they're also links with an A tag. So remember, A tags are anchor tags that have an href inside of them. Href means hypertext reference. And that's the whole point of HTML, hypertext markup language. The links allow us to link from one page to another in hyperspeed. So that is going to be the following code. Anything in navbarLinks that is a list item, that is an anchor tag. Text decoration, none. That means take away that blue underline. Change the color of the text from blue to white. That's the next line. Then we're going to add padding, and display block puts everything on the same line. So make sure that you have all three of these in. If you need to take a moment, we'll pause the video and come on back. All right, welcome back, everyone. Okay, we've got one other item here that we'd like to have happen, and that's when we hover over the list items. So what's happening here is you have the navbarLinks class and then a space, and then the li, meaning any list item within that class navbarLinks. There should be no spaces after this. We need :hover. So that means only in the hover state, when someone is moving their cursor over that item. We want the background color to change to the 361356. So what is that? That is the secondary color. So change that to 361356. And now let's see how this all has taken. I'm going to go back to index, take a look at our preview, and nothing has changed. So can someone tell me why that happened? All right, if you said that the HTML tag, the HTML file and the style tags are not talking to each other, you are absolutely correct. So let's make sure that we have that happening. So let's head on back to our HTML, and we need 2 links to set up. So we're going to go right above, let's see. I'm going to move my cursor to the end of the meta page, meta tag here, hit enter, and I want a link. And I want the link snippet, which is a style sheet. And we're going to put in 2 things here. We want style.css. That's our first one. Come back down here, type in link, tab on the link snippet. And now we want nav.css. Hit Control S. And let's see, I think we have those 2 now talking. I probably should have done that earlier. So let's test this out. I'm going to make sure I save that. Go to preview. And now a couple of things have happened here. So why did everything go background the way we did this? The style page, remember, under body. The background color we chose was 200439. That was the background color. Now we have our pages set up with Aladdin over here. That's our logo. And now notice we have home, projects, blog, and about me. Not perfectly lined up, but you can see the hover is working with the color change. We have some work to do to align these up, so we could look at that momentarily. But right now we are on our way, so let's just think about what's happened here. So Navbar took all items, took this whole rectangle, took the logo, took the unordered list, and changed that to flex, and that made everything go from vertical to horizontal across the screen. We space things between each other, so we have even space between the items, align item center, and we have our padding. The logo, we changed the color, there it is. We changed to dancing script, we've got that. And the font size to 2.2. Then navbar links, unordered list, we took these 4 links and also made them flex. If we didn't do that, we would have the first bar and then we'd have the list going downward. So now we have flex inside of the unordered list, which means the children are the list items. So now that goes horizontal as well. We took away the list style, so we took away the bullets. That was none. We added font size to that, and then the A tags, the blue underline, were changed or done away with. That's text decoration none, and color went to white. So all of that, including the hover, seems to be working. So we're a little more than halfway through here. At this point, I'm going to stop. This will be our end of our video 3 of the student portfolio project and playlist. We'll come back and finish up the navigation styling with video 4. Thanks for coming along, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.